everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. Hey, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, you guys. This is Movie Couple Live, where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And welcome. Today, we will be talking about Minari, A24's Minari, being categorized as Best Foreign Film at the Golden Globes.
We're also going to be talking about our top 5 holiday movies.
And yours as well, so make sure you start putting those in the chat when the time comes. And of course, what's a casual live stream without a little bit of AMA? So we will put our Ask Us Anything towards the end as well. So we're so happy all of you are able to join us. You guys are like our new I try to make it kind of fancy.
Yeah, we've got our new backdrop going here, trying to use the high-tech green screen kind of a thing.
I still don't love the lighting on us. Like this sweater that he's wearing, the King of Staten Island, it's technically supposed to read like a tan, like a very light tan or a cream, like an off-white, and it's not reading that at all. And we all looked a little, but anyway, other than that, this would be the live stream before the holidays, so we thought we'd try to spruce it up just a little bit for you guys. And hey, look, oh my gosh, already we have a super chat from Vanja.
Thank you, Vanja.
Vanja, thank you so much. Vanja writes, oh my gosh, thank you so much, man. Just want to say I am very grateful to be a part of your family. I appreciate you. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you too.
This is John Vanja Connor or of Croatian Resistance. Out. You got to say it with the Batman voice or something.
You got to say it like this. This is John Vanja Connor of Croatia Resistance. Out.
That was a little
a little over. I'm sorry. I'm not the best cold reader. Out of all of the things, one of the main reasons why my I'd have to say probably my acting career hasn't really taken off is because my cold reading skills are terrible. And that's something that I just really need to work on.
It's a constant thing to work on though. When like casting director, you go and you're like, hey, can you also read for this? And you get 4 pages. You're like, yeah, sure. Can I have 10 minutes?
Well, I quickly read through this and try to.
And you want to try to do this and follow and connect at the same time and find the motivation. And how can I make it interesting and make choices? Actors. That's why we're a little messed up in the head. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for being here. We are excited to be doing today's live stream. We wish everybody, of course, a happy holiday. Now, if you are looking for a little holiday cheer, you can go onto our latest vlog that went up yesterday because we went to see some Christmas lights in the neighborhood. It's free, it's convenient, and we don't have to get out of the car. And so we can really actually social distance because we are not walking past anybody. We're just driving past people with our windows up. So yeah, that was really, really, really cool. Let's see what else. We also have other videos going up, such as a trailer reaction for Coming to America. I meant to put that up yesterday, and I for some reason, I thought I edited it for it. And then when I went to look for the footage, it turns out I didn't edit at all.
You're like, where'd it go?
I don't know. I imagined it. So that will be going up later today, as well as another vlog, as well as a couple of movie reviews for Tenet, Wonder Woman 1984, Minari, The Prom, and whatever else we decide to see. Oh, Promising Young Woman. That's another really good one. I've seen it already, but he hasn't seen it yet. So we're going to sit down and watch it today. So make sure you guys are checking those out on the channel. If you haven't already, I should probably put our cute little banner up.
There we go.
I made it orange today so it doesn't blink because the blue blended in with the background. And I did not love
I think the color scheme that you have here is pretty well planned out, my love.
Yes. Debbie writes, that kind of color, white, light tan, and etc., will be washed out by those lights. Darker colors will always look. Take it from someone who's done some work for TV. Happy to give advice. That's really awesome. It's weird because normally when we shoot when we shoot video, it's on we shoot on the Sony 6400, A6400. So the color correction and the white balancing and everything is not the white balance. I mean, it's not like this. And I know there's a way for this webcam to get balanced, but I have struck out on all the different methods I've tried.
Yeah, we tried putting the white piece of paper in front of it. And
I tried to download programs, so it just doesn't want to do it. And I said, fine, we'll just leave it. We just won't wear white or black ever.
And then, of course, I wear something that's pretty close to white.
I've worn white on the show before, though.
Yeah, and it's worked fine.
Yeah.
And we've also had Navi on the show before. Woo, earthquake.
Maybe we shouldn't. Okay.
And so now Navi and I can kind of match. And she's also got her little R2 hoodie on, which is absolutely adorable. Hanyavi face. So Yeah, we're all set and ready to go.
We're set and ready to go. Let's go ahead and move on to news flash. For today's news flash, we're talking about Sony making 3 films and maybe 7 TV shows based on the PlayStation games. So I'm just going to pull up my little notes here.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
This is kind of like hearing, when all of the stuff that Disney's going to do for Star Wars or Marvel, and you're like, oh, they're bringing out an entire, how cool would that be? Like a Sony PlayStation universe.
Right.
Or at least like a whole streaming service of just Sony PlayStation stuff.
I mean, but Sony doesn't have their own streaming service.
That is the one downfall. But just
maybe you can download it in the PlayStation Store. I don't know. But according to the CEO, who revealed this in a CNBC interview, Sony's various division will be working together more closely in the future, including more TV shows and movies based on Sony PlayStation franchises. Now, he did not specify which games are being adapted. He did reveal that there are currently 3 films and 7 TV shows in the works at Sony Pictures based on PlayStation games. One of them we know is Uncharted.
Uncharted. We also know that
Metal Gear Solid. Right? Monster Hunter, would that count? That's already out. It's not being worked on.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know if he meant to count, but let's just say they count that one, right? And then I believe we've also heard rumors of the Last of Us show that is being kind of co-produced by HBO as well as Sony Pictures.
Ooh, a Last of Us on HBO.
I mean, I would love it. 100%.
That because The Last of Us needs to be kind of brutal.
I don't think they can flesh out Last of Us in a single movie. I think TV show is definitely the way to go for that, and I think that would be really, really awesome. So what do you guys make of this news? This is just newsflash, so we can kind of talk quickly about it, because we know that we do have some video game fans here in the chat, here in our audience, and let us know also which PlayStation game would you like to see made into, whether it's a movie or a TV show, and why. One of the things I got to throw out there, and this needs to be kind of in the vein of Advent Children, Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
But I actually don't want to see this live action. I want to see them go the animation route. And I think that'll really keep the integrity of the characters, of the story. And I think honestly, that's kind of the better style to fit us, a property like Final Fantasy.
Well, it's also the fact that we're so used to seeing the Final Fantasy characters in a certain way.
Yes.
I think it's always a little jarring. Like when I've seen some anime that has been turned into a movie, like what they did for Bleach, what they did. Oh, there was another one that they did. They turned another anime.
Death Note.
Oh my gosh, Death Note.
Now, Death Note had a couple of variations. They have the Japanese live action version.
Yes.
Kind of in the same vein as the Bleach, and did they do one for? I don't know if they did one for Attack on Titan.
Oh
they
yeah,
did a couple
true.
for Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
But then there's the I think it was Adam Wingard who did the Death Note for Netflix.
Oh.
And it was with not Alex Wolf, Nate Wolf. Alex Wolf. Alex is the younger one. I think it was Nate. And Lakeith Stanfield, of course, as L. And then didn't we have Willem Dafoe?
William, that's what it was. I was sitting here going, oh, what's his name? That played the Shinigami.
Yeah.
Of course, William Dafoe's voice
so good
for the Shinigami was great.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
But yeah, there are a ton out there, and I see some people in the chat. I think somewhere in the article they had mentioned God of War. I think
if you don't do God of War, you are missing out.
I know, because that is actually one of PlayStation's bigger hits too.
Yeah.
Because they've had so many. I don't know if they could do a pull off Assassin's Creed now that they kind of already did the movie, but I think to just to reboot it and do it in TV show format. But I would love for them to see a God of War. Because that just sounds so exciting to see to see all of that. It's so brutal. And it's just
that could also be if they're kind of working with HBO to kind of co-produce. That's another one I can see HBO doing.
And also that kind of fits into the realm of
GOT and things like that too. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. And some of you guys are suggesting that you would love to see Splinter Cell. I wonder who said that. Bonja is one of the biggest fans of Splinter Cell that I know. God of War, Deus Ex, and which isn't PS exclusive. Yeah, I think these are PlayStation exclusive games. Michael says Twisted Metal, Perfect Dark. Marvin
Oh,
is
Twisted
saying
Metal.
Zelda and Mario, and as much as I love that, those are not Sony properties or Nintendo. So, but by all means, Nintendo.
Oh, I would love
by
to
all
see
means,
those.
do that. Just don't make Link talk.
We've been also crying out for a Zelda movie for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember even with what is it? Since the Super Nintendo version, we've been like, why can't we get a movie of this? But yeah, trying to make a movie where your lead character doesn't talk is very challenging.
But everyone else can talk, like, not for him, but they can fill out the story. Well, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, who do you cast? What kind of voice would Link have? You would only be able to go by his past, like,
yeah.
And then depending on if you want to go young Link or, adult Link and whatnot, and what kind of
I think the age that they had for Link in Breath of the Wild, I think is a really good age. Just so he's like not kiddie-ish,
right?
But he's also not like full grown.
Yes.
But we actually have
a super chat. I'm so sorry.
A super chat from Marvin Martin, and yes, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect and Alan Wake.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mass Effect would definitely be probably one of the best ones for them to do. Yeah. It has a great sci-fi story, and there's what is it? There's 3 or 4 games?
Mass Effect? I don't remember.
I think there's 3 games. I don't think they've come out with the 4th Mass Effect yet. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for that story, that is very deep. That is a very rich world.
Mass Effect would also need to be a TV show.
Yes.
I don't see it. I don't think that a movie would satisfy how detailed everything is. Plus, it's kind of like you choose your own adventure in a way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very much so.
So it's one of those. It needs to be a series as opposed to be a movie. If we're talking about Sony video games that we would like to see adapted into whether it's a TV show or a movie, well, we're getting Uncharted, so that's kind of off the list. Mm-hmm. We've seen Lara Croft, so that's kind of off the list. Last of Us, it's coming as a TV show, according to the article that we read.
Years.
Grand Theft Auto wouldn't be a bad idea. I would not mind it.
There's a lot of routes that you could take with Grand Theft Auto too.
Yeah.
As well. Because there's just so much that, since it's such an open world for Grand Theft Auto, and it's such a tangible world kind of a thing. I think that leaves a very good kind of narrative story that you can open up.
Yes.
But once again, I believe that all of these video game properties really should go more along the lines of a TV show.
Did they ever do a Pac-Man movie? They did, didn't they?
No. They did Pixels, which was I think it was Adam Sandler, and
I don't remember.
It was aliens coming down, but using old video games to kind of take over the world. Yeah. It's one of those movies that you forgot very quickly, kind of a thing. But they had Pac-Man in there.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I wonder if they. And I'm trying to think of like retro games too. That would be a fun video game movie to be based on, but my brain goes right back to Super Mario Brothers. That was not good.
Oh, no.
That was not good. I don't even remember finishing it. I just remember I was like, this is not the Mario that I know.
I think if you're going to make a game, like say off of a retro game that's like the original Donkey Kong.
Pong.
Pong. Boop. Boop. That's all it is throughout the entire movie. But you kind of have to go kind of like the Wreck-It Ralph path, to where it's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, but it's not really in our world. It's more of like an alternate universe kind of a thing. I think that would be the best way to go for retro games, like say an old version, the original version of Donkey Kong.
Oh, that'd be fun, even though it's Nintendo. But yeah, that would be super fun.
Yeah.
And the Andrew says Castlevania, the animated series, which by the way, so good. It's pretty brutal, but it's excellent.
That was something that caught me really fast with Castlevania, was just how gory it was. I mean, you're seeing people get ripped apart. Yeah, entrails, everything.
The only thing that makes it slightly okay is that it's animation, so it's not like, it's obviously you're not seeing the physical like entrails. I can't even. Debbie also says Call of Duty. Call of Duty would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, Jack is also in there saying Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Well,
Call of Duty and Halo. I feel like those are the 2 games that's been talked about so much when it comes to like video game to TV or video game to TV show adaptations.
Now, actually, I want to hear your guys' opinion. For something like Call of Duty or some of those other war first-person shooters.
Sorry, I'm 12.
Well, what was that in Wreck-It Ralph? Why did the soldier flush the toilet? Because it was his duty.
I'm 12.
But I think to go kind of like the way of like Band of Brothers for like a Call of Duty or some of those other wartime movies is probably the way to go, to make it more of like a little mini series. Honestly, that's the way to go for almost everything nowadays. If you really want to be able to get some meat and potatoes on these movies instead of just kind of your generic Hollywood blockbuster outline, then yeah, you kind of have to go the way of I want to say sitcom, but it's not a sitcom, but the series, the miniseries,
or limited series or something other. Yeah, that would be really cool. They actually, MK drops his knowledge on the Halo series is happening at Showtime, currently in production. Well, there you go. And to see, I think things like games such as Halo, Call of Duty, even like if they do like a Red Dead Redemption, things like that, I would prefer to see it as a series rather than a movie, just because for video games, I think there's so much information there because there's usually multiple games because due to its popularity, they make it so it becomes a franchise. So there you need sometimes a TV show with multiple seasons to kind of flesh that out.
Yeah.
You can have one season focused on XYZ character or XYZ storyline that you can flip the script or something like that, and for next season you go, you kind of focus on somebody else or however they want to do it. So yeah, really really great choices by you guys. Dragon Age, Metal Gear Solid.
To get another fantasy franchise out there would be amazing. I would love to see them to try to pull off a Baldur's Gate, because there's 3 of them and it's a good series for a game.
Yeah.
So, and Skyrim.
Skyrim.
That would be a really good one.
Elder Scroll. Yeah, things like that. I think we're going away slowly from
from Sony,
and we're just talking video games, but that's all fine. We love video games and things like that. And also moving on to our main topic. And before we do that, if you are enjoying our conversation, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. That's super important. Really helps us out here on YouTube as far as algorithm goes. So we would love that. And of course, hit the notification bell if you want to keep up on all the latest coming from our channel. So going into our main topic, Minari. Let's talk Minari for a hot second. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if it's on VOD yet, I can't remember, but I watched it and man, it is a fantastic film. So this is by A24 and Minari has been categorized for Best Foreign Film category at the Golden Globes, which means that the film would not be able to compete in the Best Motion Picture or Best Picture category at the Golden Globes because of its new foreign language film status. So the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, aka HFPA, identifies the foreign language entries as feature-length films that are usually 70 minutes or longer, with at least 51% non-English dialogue track first released in their country of origin during the 14-month period prior to the awards. The requirement also notes that such films can be considered in all other categories other than Best Motion Picture Drama and Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, which are generally, I guess they reserve that for the English language films exclusively. Now, just to note, if you haven't watched Minari, if you haven't seen the trailer, we do have a trailer reaction up on our channel, so just search that on our channel. This film is written and directed by Isaac Lee Chung, who is an American, and it stars Steven Yeun, who you know as Glenn from The Walking Dead, who is also American, and it was filmed in America. So I kind of, this kind of really baffles me a little bit. And there's a couple of articles out on the internet. There's LA Times has one, Variety has one, Hollywood kind of speaking out against this, saying, yeah, I get that there's Korean being spoken in it, but the premise of the story is about a Korean family, like first generation immigrants moving to America. They're chasing after that American dream, and their kids are growing up. They speak both languages as well, but the kids speak essentially fluent English.
Yeah.
And this is also kind of like a semi-biopic, not bio, like kind of his own, it's the writer-director's own story. So that younger kid played by Alan Kim, right? This is inspired by his own story and his own experience. So I don't get how a film, just because it features immigrants who speak a different language coming to America, the film's shot, it's about them. I think they live in Arkansas. How that doesn't make it a foreign film.
Yeah, I find it really weird too that yeah, it's made by American filmmakers. It's written by an American
Writer
writer
director.
director, and but yet since it has features a different language, it makes it foreign.
51%.
And
Apparently, I thought it was pretty well balanced, but that's just me, I guess.
and what I guess that's a really good theological discussion. What makes a foreign film? What is it that actually would, I would say, if
a foreign film that is created by a foreign director who lives outside of the United States and was filmed and produced outside of the United States. That to me is a foreign film.
And also something
like Parasite, foreign film.
Something that also features foreign cultural ideas.
Correct.
And foreign cultural themes.
And stories.
And stories.
Right.
But this is an American story. This is probably most of the people here in America's story. Either if it's their parents that came or their grandparents that came.
Me.
It is exactly. It is an American story. And I find it weird that, just because it features a different language, that it's like, well, then it's not American.
It's not American when it is all about like why people come to America and that American dream. That what is the cost and what will they do to go after it for their kids to grow up and have that American dream life.
Yeah,
that's it. It's I just didn't understand the kind of seeing what the Oscars did with Parasite, who won Best Foreign Film and then won Best Picture.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I'm not saying like the awards have to always follow each other, but that was 2019. It is now 2020, and we're still kind of like, and there's a couple of really, really great comments too coming from the chat. Hold on. It's MK wrote this. I gotta find it. I'm so sorry, you guys.
But yeah, I mean, what is it? Someone even you scrolled past. It was like the very last comment that came in, An American Tale. I mean, this story has been around for generations.
Yeah.
So
here it is. I found it.
Okay, go ahead.
MK says Inglourious Basterds was nominated for Best Picture at the Golden Globes. The majority of the film is in a language other than English, was not outside of the U.S. I think they spoke German. I believe French. Wait,
probably. I don't remember the
actually don't. I just actually don't remember. But yes, you are correct about that. So like, I don't understand. They did the same thing to The Farewell. The Farewell was not able to compete under the Best Picture category because of this. And I'm like, but it's an American, like, I my mouse.
I personally think that the Golden Globes, after this kind of,
they're gonna have to take a look at that
this year. Take a look at that rule. Be like, okay, what really makes a movie an American movie versus a foreign movie? Yeah. So I mean. It's a debate that needs to be had, because I can see maybe like 10, 20 years ago, that being a really easy way to kind of be like, hey, okay, if 50% of the dialogue, more than 50% of the dialogue isn't English, then we can put it in the foreign picture category. But that's really changed nowadays.
Yeah, it's really changed nowadays. You have to really, and I feel like that restriction, like the language, like 50% to 51%, like sort of, I don't know about how I feel about all that. MK is dropping a ton of like the tweets of actors, creators, directors kind of speaking out against this. Daniel Day Kim tweets in response to the news, quote, "The film equivalent to being told to go back to your country when that country is actually America."
You're like, I was born here?
I was born and raised here. This is like, yep, passport holding American.
And it's got to be even more frustrating for people who've been here for like a few generations and still are called foreign,
because they just see, so it's I would love to see the Golden Globes. Hopefully they see kind of the outcry about this from not just a few people, but from many directors, writers, actors in the industry, that they will adapt and take a look at the rule and say, we need a, this is maybe a little old. We maybe need to think about changing it,
Well, and also this is the time. This is the time to start looking at your rules again, because so many things are changing in the movie industry. So many, different qualifications, because now because of COVID, you can't really get certain qualifications done. Putting it out in the theaters. So now is kind of like the time to be like, hey guys, we got to look at some of these other rules because of COVID. Why don't we look at all of the rules while we're at it?
Yeah, you gotta change with the time. Robin, reading. I'm like so flustered that I'm reading this wrong. Jack, right? Is this a topic that makes you angry? Yes, and it's not just about like, oh, because it's a Korean American story and I like the movie and I'm mad. No, this could have been any movie.
Yeah,
on anybody from anywhere in the world immigrating to. If it's the baseline is that it is a foreign family moving to America to go after the American dream and trying their best to make that life work because it's hard and they're going for it anyways, like coming to America sort of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to champion that. And it just makes me sad because this film, I don't want to compare it to Parasite. The only similarity is I would say like Korean being spoken. It features Korean actors.
Yeah.
Right. Korean American actors. But Parasite and Minari are very different. Parasite, obviously you guys saw it, so you already know about it. Minari there's so much, it's a different kind of story that I think many people, especially here in the US, can look at that and can totally relate. And there's a lot of, the sacrifice you make in coming to America, the challenges you meet when you come to America, and when it gets tough, like real tough, and you don't have anything else left, and do you keep going or do you give up and go home?
Yeah.
That there's I don't want to give away too much about the film because I think a lot of you haven't been able to see it yet. But yeah, this is I'm glad they're talking about it, and this is how you raise awareness.
Exactly.
This is when social media is like, okay, I'm good, good social media.
A part of the fight is the discussion, is to bring it up, to bring people's awareness to it. And also it's one of those things. I'm wondering if it would have been the same decision made if all you changed was the ethnic background of who the story was about. Let's say if it was German immigrants that were coming in, or if it was some other immigrants that we've actually had, for a really long time, since like the beginning of America kind of thing. And they just spoke a different language. I'm curious on what the alternate reality would have been.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Debbie writes, the irony here is that the Hollywood Foreign Press is making this announcement. Isn't that the irony? Oh boy.
Wow.
Adam writes, as someone who is African American with Native American and Irish blood, wow, I completely understand why this is an insult. And speaking of Adam, happy birthday!
Happy
Movie
birthday!
Bunch Adam. His birthday was just a day or so earlier, but we want to come on here and say happy birthday, and also a very early happy birthday to Jack as well, or Movie Bunch Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack!
Yeah. Wasted Poe writes, there was literally a movie called, quote, In America a little while ago about the Irish that would have never been classified as a foreign film. See, that's what I mean. It's just like, you got, but do they not watch the movie?
Yeah. Well, I think the benefit that like the Irish movie had, an Irish movie would have with that, is the fact that they still speak English. Kind of a thing.
Oh.
I was curious on if it's the same thing, but yet it was still a different language. If it was someone about a Swedish, what is that called? A Swedish immigrant family.
Yeah.
That was coming over, or
why can't I put this up? Is it too late?
What? No, we should have just, it just, okay. For me, it pops on my phone. It pops up a lot faster.
Got it.
But we've got another super chat.
We got a super chat. It's Chris's choice time.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Chris writes, with all the awesome Marvel series, What If coming out? Oh, sorry. With the awesome Marvel series, What If coming out? What if Star Wars did a What If? What scenarios would you like to see? Like Luke joining Vader for me.
That is definitely one of them. I would have loved to have seen that. Also, one of the things that Dave Filoni constantly talks about is the Duel of Fates. What would have happened, say, for example, if Qui-Gon lived? What would have happened if Darth Maul won? Like, say, if Darth Maul would have been able to defeat Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. What would have happened if Obi-Wan died and Qui-Gon lived and defeated Darth Maul in that scenario? There's a whole bunch of them just right there. But yeah, probably the biggest one is what if Luke had turned to the dark side
That's the
at
biggest
the
one.
end of Empire Strikes Back?
That would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of? I don't think the rebels would have a chance.
A Star Wars zombies. That would be so cool. That is honestly,
but
that
not
is
zombies. Just all the droids have been hacked.
Oh,
All the droids have been hacked.
There's a virus that goes around and turns all droids into
That would be
into like a
horrifying.
murderous rampage.
Yeah, no, that's like iRobot, but like
Yeah.
even scarier. I would love to see that though.
Well, actually, that was also there's a whole discussion about the droid rebellion. There was a time when the droids tried to rebel.
Yeah.
And I think that would be an interesting what if story to tell. So yeah, Star Wars is definitely incredibly ripe for a what if series.
I would love.
So I would love to
if
see that.
Lucasfilm like allows it, I would love that.
And I definitely want to hear some of your guys's suggestions on what you think would be a really good what if story.
They've got a couple in here already. Adam actually says there does exist a Star Wars what if comic series. It's called Star Wars Infinities. Look it up. Oh, good to know.
Gotta look that up.
Good to know. For Jack, what if they based the story of Leia was doing Luke's journey instead of Leia? Sorry. What if Leia was doing Luke's journey instead of?
Like, say what would have happened if, like, say Luke got killed by sand people, kind of a thing. There was a raid on his village, and Luke actually died. So that means the only one to go through that path would have been Leia.
Yeah,
that would be a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Even if you went back to some of the older ones, some of the older stories of like the Old Republic, and you start mixing some stuff around of what would have happened if Darth Sidious actually did not kill Darth Plagueis. If it would have been the reverse, and it was Darth Plagueis raising a new, like, say if Darth Plagueis would have been trying to find Anakin.
Interesting. Yeah, a what if series would be so good. And you can go all the way. You can do a prequel one. You can do the sequels one. You can do one about Clone Wars. The possibility is endless, but I would first love to see what would happen if Luke joined Vader. I feel like it would be short-lived. You're like, okay, and they win. That's it.
Well, yeah, because they're the two of the with their power, with our strength combined.
Heart.
With our combined strength, that's what it is. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring peace to the galaxy. I don't know what he say. Order to the galaxy.
That would be really interesting. Maybe one day, but now I definitely want to check out the comics for sure.
Jack, what if Ahsoka joined Maul at the end of Clone Wars?
Oh, I mean, I kind of would love to see the team up. That would be pretty sick. It's 4 lightsabers.
Oh,
if you count the staff, and when it's broken, he can use it as 2. That would be cool. That would be super cool. So Adam dropped in the Discord the Death Troopers novel. Highly recommend if you and Dustin love zombies. Nice. We will definitely be checking that out.
I've heard about. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet.
Yay!
But I've definitely heard that I've heard some really good things about that that series.
Yes, absolutely. And so thank you so much, Chris, for your super chat. We love these what if questions. We love all of Chris's choice, of course. And moving on to our next topic. We're done with the news. We're done with talking about, controversial topics, I guess. Let's talk about, because it's getting close to the holidays. We literally, tomorrow's
really
Christmas Eve.
Close.
Like, we haven't wrapped presents yet, but it's okay.
Isn't that the way it happens, though?
We'll do it tonight.
I mean, it's kind of like you're driving over to your parents' house for Christmas.
Duct tape around the top.
And then you're just like, hey, hon, did I get anything from my mom this year?
I hope you're never asking me that. I hope you'll never ask me that.
No, we got,
No, she was the first person we shopped for, actually, before we shopped for each other. Top 5 holiday films. Do you want to go first? Reveal your number 5 first.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll reveal my number 5. And then you guys should also reveal your number 5.
Okay, so for my number 5.
Oh, honorable mention. Sorry.
Okay, so
honorable mention.
So I have an honorable mention and then 5. So my honorable mention is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh my gosh, I almost put that on my list.
Oh, really?
I almost did it. I didn't do it.
Honestly, I remember when this movie first came out, it was so cute and it was so lovable. And this was at Tim Allen's height of his popularity. So his comedy was still fresh. It was still fun. I love the twist that they took with the Santa Claus and, the play on word kind of a thing. And I can't remember the name of the actor that played.
Jim. Sorry to
Oh,
disrupt. What if Greedo shot first?
ooh.
That would be a really interesting. Yeah, sorry, I had to put it up. That's really, really
Like
interesting.
what would have happened if Han Solo had died then? Because then
Will there be no Ben Solo then?
Well, no, there would have also been Luke and Obi-Wan would have never have gotten off Tatooine, or they would have been on Tatooine a little bit longer,
Oh my gosh,
and they
that's
would
so
have been
interesting.
captured by the Empire.
I'm so sorry to interrupt our top 5 films, but that I saw that and I was like, wait, that's really interesting. Thank you, Jim, for that. Oh my
That's
gosh.
a really good what if. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Wow.
And if you guys have any more, put them down.
Just put them down. We'll call them out. Okay, so honorable mention for you was Santa Claus.
The two that I had for honorable mention,
Tim Allen's, right?
was Tim Allen's Santa Claus and Home Alone. Because it's just
you
such.
put 2
Yeah,
for honorable mention?
I put 2 down.
You can tell me that when we had production. I said
I
honorable mention.
I couldn't decide. I couldn't decide.
Okay. For my honorable mention, I have the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh,
because it's cute and it's Muppets, and I enjoy it.
The best tellings of a Christmas Carol.
It's just so cute to just see little Muppets. Should we go to your number 5?
Okay, my number 5 is Jim Carrey's The Grinch. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love the original old-timey cartoon. But it's not really what you would call, it's not a full-length movie. It's more of like just like a short little cartoon that's pulling the book right out of the pages and turn it into a cartoon. But I think Jim Carrey's was.
I flicker.
Oh, it's the lighting.
Red, yeah.
It's the way we have our lighting, and the fact that I have so much stuff reflecting light, and my pale white skin, kind of a thing. Maybe if I used a little.
That doesn't. Oh God, that's worse. That's worse. That's worse.
Abort. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it has been the best full-length telling of The Grinch, I personally think, that has ever come out.
Ironically, my number 5 is also How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Really?
The Jim Carrey version. Yeah, because you guys know, like, I love The Grinch. I love the cartoon, but having been a Whoville performer and getting to wear the little prosthetic Who knows and the hair and the outfit and everything, and kind of really be like, I performed in Whoville, like when they have the house, right before you get to Norman Bates on the studio tour. Like I was on that performing for like 3 or 4 Christmases, when I was working at Universal Studios, the theme park. So that movie has a special meaning for me because it definitely provided a job for the holiday times for at least 4 years, and that was just so special.
And that came out 20 years ago? It came out in 2000.
Wow.
So
wow.
But yeah, I remember that. I love that movie. I still think it's a great telling of the Grinch. So number 4. For me, number 4 is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh,
for me, it's pretty high up on my list because I loved that movie. I love the way it told the story. I love the songs that they sung, and names Michael Caine. He played Scrooge.
Oh, okay, yes.
And he did an amazing job, and he did it to where it fit in with the Muppets antics, and it fit in with their what is it called, with the way that a Muppet movie is comedic and a little slapstick, but he still brought this perfectly balanced seriousness that Scrooge needs, but still heartwarming, and you still have a really good connection with Scrooge. So The Muppet Christmas Carol is my number 4.
I feel like that's
on this holidays list.
Rotating list of holiday films. For me, you guys are gonna laugh. This is so Wendy. It's The Christmas Prince.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you even saw it.
I have not seen that movie.
Will you actually sit down and watch it this holiday?
Maybe.
I'll only make you watch the best one, which is the first one. The other 2 are just okay. The first one is the best one. The third one, I was
you didn't like The Night Before Christmas?
With the K night?
The night. No. Okay.
I wanted to so badly. I thought it was going to be really great, and I started watching it. I was just like, I can't. I didn't make it through it. I turned it off. Sorry.
It was, I have to admit, from just a little bit that I saw of that one.
Yeah.
I thought that was I was like, wow, you guys are really starting to run out of ideas.
And a couple of other choices from you guys. I see Christmas Vacation. I see
Classic.
Scrooged. I see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. I see Christmas Eve on Sesame Street. That's the Christmas TV special. Yeah, tons of really, really
Star
great
Wars Holiday
choices.
Special.
The new one or the old one?
The old. I was talking about the old one, not the Lego one.
The Lego one's cute.
Mm-hmm.
That one's super cute.
I can't wait for them to make that documentary on the Christmas, the making of the
I want
Christmas,
to watch that really badly.
Star Wars Christmas holiday Christmas special kind of thing. I want to see that so bad. I want to hear all of the antics. I want to see George Lucas looking at, just sitting there going, oh my God, what have I done to my, what have they done to my art? This is my masterpiece, and they are ruining it.
They are ruining it.
They're turning Wookiees into perverted grandpas.
That was weird. That was weird. Now, what about number 3?
Number 3. Okay, I'm going to put.
You say number 3. I'm going to go get my charger because my laptop is dying.
I'm going to put my last 3 into a, depending on what mood I am in, can switch and flip-flop back and forth. So this isn't really 3, 2, and 1. This is more like 1A, 1B, and 1C. So for my number 1C, I'm going to go with Die Hard.
You make that so hard. Why can't you just do 1, 2, and 3?
Because I don't want people to say, oh, you like this movie better than this movie. I'm going to be like, no.
Well, okay.
I like, honestly, these are my top 5. And there are a lot of Christmas movies out there. So it's hard to make that top 5 category. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go with one of my favorites action movies of all time, which is a Christmas movie, Die Hard.
I thought you would actually have that higher on your list.
Then number 3?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, these top
I guess
3
interchangeable.
they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
Because I want to kind of flip back and forth depending on what mood I'm in. And I always love the joke that, oh yeah, my favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard.
People are like, that's a Christmas movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I while you do your number 3, do you know where our Die Hard Christmas book is? I think it's either right here or it's in the living room.
We can't read it. It's got cuss words in it.
I know, but I just want to show the cover of it. Some of you guys might have actually seen it.
They also have it on, I think, at Sideshow Collectibles as well, if you guys want to check that out.
Okay, give me one quick second.
Look, the color. Oh, wow. Oh, the color is changing. Interesting. If I sit here, I look normal colored. Then this weird, that weird washed out color. For my number 3, I gotta look at my list. I am going with The Nightmare Before Christmas. You guys know I think it's a classic. It's also not just a movie that I watch during the holidays. It is really like year round, but since we're talking about holiday films, it's, we have Jack going to Christmas Town. So I figured I will add it to my list because it's a lot of fun.
Wait, which one was it?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That is a good one. That is one of my favorite. And the thing is, though, it's also one of my favorite Halloween movies as well. So
we
it's
just watch
interchangeable.
Watch it from October all the way to the New Year. Perfect.
Yes, I mean, heck, that's what Disneyland does. They're kind of like, yeah, let's just deck out the Haunted Mansion in The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then you've got something for Halloween, something for Christmas, save it a little bit after the New Year's, and then, hey, turn it back to the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But if you guys get a chance, I know they have it on Amazon. You can get the Die Hard Christmas book, and it kind of reads like, what is it called? The Night Before Christmas, and it is hilarious. I mean, there are some swear words in there. There's actually some violence in there. And
for an example, 'twas the night before Christmas, and up in the tower, everyone was partying except one wallflower.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how the book will read. Okay, I think these I can still say. John McClane missed his wife. Things just weren't the same since Holly had moved west and changed her last name. He tried to win her back, but still she said no. While unbeknownst to them, there were trouble below. A truck had pulled up. And who should have disembarked but 14 men whose intentions were dark. Yeah, this is really, really fantastic. I think I wanted to buy it for Mark Ellis once upon a time because he's such a
huge Die Hard fan.
Die Hard. But then I think I saw that he actually already got it. So I thank you so much. So I ended up not getting it for him. Adam writes, essentially, it's like the book "Go the F to Sleep."
Yeah, pretty much. And since there is a lot of shooting in what is it called? In the movie, there's blood. There's a lot of guys getting shot.
So like, don't buy a child a book thinking that this is a bedtime story for a child, because it's more like it's for, like older, the older audience. Unless I guess if you're gonna get it for a kid, a friend's kid, ask permission from the parents to see if they're okay with receiving such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a sense of humor, they'll say sure, and they'll just like introduce their kid to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Movie
so
first,
we're on
book
number
second.
2, right?
We're number 2 now.
Okay, so like I said, this is like my 1B. Being able to flip them around however I want. But for me, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, the music, the nostalgia. When the story came out, it was a very kind of cute and original story because it came from the weird and twisted mind of Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't the director on it, but it was his story. And I think just sometimes putting in Nightmare Before Christmas, especially around Halloween time, especially around Christmas time, and just having it on in the background.
Yeah.
Listening to the songs, listening to the story. I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and it is one of my favorites.
Christmas movie. For me, number 2, Home Alone. We're talking about nostalgia and the music. That one's got it too, because you can just kind of hum it, except that we won't because of copyright reasons. But I've watched that movie since whenever my aunt showed it to me. I was so little, and I would run around the house and do like the Macaulay Culkin scream. And I would go, yeah, I love that movie. And I know there's, sequels that came, but they just didn't have quite the same feel, rhythm, everything worked for that first one, but not so much so for, the other ones. They're okay.
Yeah.
I still watch them. I always go back to Home Alone 1.
Home Alone 1. Yeah.
Home Alone 1.
That is one of the movies that made us, kind of a thing. It's on that TV show. It's not just a holiday movie, but it made such an impact in the movie going public altogether. So yeah, it really does deserve to be on a lot of people's lists.
Yes. And before we go into our number 1s, we have another super chat from Marvin. Marvin, thank you so much.
Woo!
Marvin writes, what pure fantasy gifts would you want this year?
Pure fantasy? So are you talking about like something, a present that is just purely
like
fantasy?
Why don't we give them both options?
Okay.
Fantastical theme, and just like kind of your wildest, like if you could wish for anything as a gift, what would you want? We can start with the actual fantastical like item first, I guess.
Almost out of the realm of possibility of ever being able to happen. I don't know how. If it's out of the realm of possibility.
Wait, we're talking about an item. We're not talking about
an item.
This is
Okay, not an actual.
We're doing that, saving that for the
second. Okay. So an item that I would like. Oh gosh. You go first.
Oh no.
Hey, hon.
Okay. I feel like if I were to say a real life lightsaber, like I've said that before. I feel like I said that before, and maybe I don't want to say it again. So I'm going to go with something that's a little bit different. And I'm going to go with Harry Potter's Cloak of Invisibility.
Ooh, that would be really cool.
I don't remember like the actual, like if there's an actual name they called it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but that's what I want because it's not so unrealistic that I can't pull it on real life. Because if I use the cloak in real life, nobody would actually know about it because, hey,
and they
can't see me, but I can see them.
That is something that you would want to keep secret. You're like, no one else is gonna know about this.
I mess with so many people. I would misplace all of their things. I would like, if they categorize their DVD collection alphabetically, I would mess it all up.
You'd just be a little prankster.
I would be a prankster. It'd be so much fun for
like
me.
In a room that has a whole bunch of people, and you just go around randomly slapping people's butts, and then having them turn around and blame the person
like
behind
that TikTok
them.
That you see that people put like the basket over each other's head, and then they're kind of like,
what they did that, and they blindfolded someone, and what they did, well, they blindfolded 2 people. and they gave each of them a pillow. And then they had to do a pillow fight with not being able to see where the other person is.
But I mean, how do you even? Oh, I guess you're just trying to. I guess you're just trusting that this is a good, feel good kind of a prank, and no one's really gonna get hurt, with the exception of you getting pelted by a pillow.
Yeah, but the one where yeah, they put trash cans on their head, and then the guy's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one TikTok. I'm like, oh, what's your item?
Okay, you did an amazing job with a lightsaber. I mean,
I didn't even pick that one.
well, I know that wasn't the one you picked, but I'm like, oh yeah, and then that kind of got my brain going,
Okay.
and I'm like, I would love a droid that would vacuum, clean, cook meals, do yard work, and that I could just be like, hey, C3PO, go down and, rake the leaves for us. Hey, C3PO, vacuum the house, clean, put the dishes away, do all of the cleaning. And our house would be so spick and span.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And it would,
but we'd be the laziest people, which is awful.
We'd be just lying in bed.
C3PO, I don't like to be lazy.
We turn into Jabba the Hutt.
No, hard pass.
C3PO, go to get burger.
Oh my God, pass. I mean, I would love a droid that was just like, you can just clean, especially if I made a big dinner, and because I love to cook, but I don't like the cleaning up part of it, which is funny because the kind of cook I am is I like to clean as I go.
Mm-hmm.
So I really can't stand messes in the kitchen, especially like a full sink. That's like a major pet peeve of mine, which is so stupid and boring. But that would be fun if they were able to I'll vacuum for you, because that's the one thing I don't do enough is vacuum.
Jack actually has a pretty good one too. Mm-hmm. The TARDIS, or I mean his the Doctor Who's the screwdriver.
The screwdriver. Oh, that'd be cool. Imagine that. I see a couple of you guys saying lightsaber, Excalibur from the Sword in the Stone, 2014 Armor Up, Baymax from Bandai. Woo!
That would be cool.
Yeah, immortality and a harem.
A what?
Am I saying that right or wrong? Right here.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Sorry.
We're okay, guys.
Had no idea where that's coming from. Fortunately,
okay.
I got some water.
We're okay. Bunch says, do you want another Wendy?
No, Wendy. I do not do that to Wendy. I do not be like, honey, go inside the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
He'll just starve. I won't do it.
I'd get a slap across the face.
You can make your own. I would throw the food. I would slap you with a salami. Make your own.
What was that one TikTok where the guy had the bologna on his hand, and then he took it and slapped it at his dog's face? Like,
the YMCA. Don't say it. Yeah. The YMCA. Young man. Poop. Yeah. It's really, really, really. We watch a lot of TikTok because we're bored sometimes. Wasted Poe writes, you want Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Yes.
That's what you want.
That's pretty much what I want. Is just have a robot maid to clean up and do all of the housework. And so our house always looks clean.
Yeah, always clean. Adam also says a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, of course, and Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. Now,
or Harry Potter's wand.
Or
a wand that works for me, kind of thing. I don't have to be a wizard.
You're a wizard, Dustin.
Yay!
So going away from like a physical item, any fantastic pure fantasy gifts, what would be a pure fantasy gifts you would want in this year, other than like a tangible thing?
I lost my brother 8 years ago. That'd be the first thing on my list. I want him back.
Yeah.
Just to have him back, Yeah. There's so many things that I look back on and I'm just like, oh, what would have happened if David was still around, kind of a thing. So yeah, that is one of the things that is top on my list to have. If it's an impossible gift, that's where I want.
Mine's a little bit more simple and shallow, but just something that for me this year, it's something I really, really missed a lot, and I'm grateful to have. So I just want, if it's within this year and we're still having, like, I could like say the easy thing, like I wish no COVID, right?
That would be one.
But I kind of wanted to challenge myself and be a little bit more realistic. So I want one night where I can spend with our Pirates PF1 group, just for one night where everybody is healthy and nobody is sick, and we just get to play like one very long game up until like 4:00 in the morning of our campaign. Yeah. That's all of us together in person.
Hopefully, that's actually something that could happen, kind of a thing. Give us another 6 months to a year. And yeah,
so long. It's okay. We'll still be playing.
Yeah, we'll probably still be playing the same characters in the same campaign.
Yeah. Well, those are good. Thank you so much, Martin, for your super chat. That was a great
discussion.
One.
I really like that question.
Yeah.
It really, those kind of questions that get those creative juices flowing, kind of a thing. It just puts on a really good conversation.
And this brings us back to unveiling our number one of our top 5 holiday film. Dustin, your 1A.
Number 1 is Scrooged with Bill Murray.
I knew that was going to be your movie.
That movie so many times. I grew up on that movie. I can't tell you how many times my family and I have watched Scrooged with Bill Murray. I can't tell you how many copies of DVDs. If my whole family got together, we'd probably have like 10 different copies
of the same movie,
of VHS DVDs that we had. Scrooged is my favorite holiday movie.
Ironically, what's her name's character in the film? Carol.
The Ghost of Christmas Present.
Right, her character was actually the inspiration for my Grinchmas audition.
Oh,
for the very first one, because we actually had to go in with
1, 2, 3, 4, and she's just, her introduction is just hilarious. When she's out there doing ballet and she's like trying to count, but she keeps on tripping, and then she starts flying and kicks Bill Murray in the nuts.
Oh, I didn't do that. It was inspired partially, like, in Whoville, the Who's are obviously obsessed with Christmas, so everything had to be spick and span and perfect. So I was the I think it was the official decorator or something like that, and like I was teaching the Who's how to properly stream up their tinsels and hang their ornaments to make it the most Christmas as possible. And then I like said my first 2 sentences, completely forgot what I wrote, and then I just BS the rest of it. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going until they tell me thank you, and then I did that until I was done. And then I got hired.
In those kind of auditions too, they want you to come with a character, and they're going to say, okay, if it's a character that we like seeing, we're going to let you keep going and see how long you can take this kind of a thing.
Don't say that to an actor. We'll just keep going for the whole day. We'll live in that character. Same thing with RPGs. You know.
Thank you, Adam. Yes, it was Carol Kane.
Carol Kane.
It's always one of the things you're like, I have it on the tip of my tongue.
Carol, I was going to call her Carol Klein. I knew that was wrong, so I didn't say. I was like, Carol, something. For my number 1, a lot of you guys are wondering what it is, because I see in the comments, Jack's like, I wonder what number 1 for Wendy is. I feel like I'm going to disappoint everybody because it's nothing special, you guys. If you know me well enough by now, it's Elf. Number 1 Christmas movie. I still regret the day 3 years ago we saw these Elf glasses at Target on an end cap on sale, and it had 4 different quotes. One was, "Smiling was my favorite," "You sit on a throne of lies," "Santa, I know him," and I can't remember what the last one was, but it was
the swear word that they call, I'm a cotton brain ninny muffin.
I don't think it was it.
I think that's what it was.
But man, I have not found those same glasses. All the other ones I found, because it was something, they were also kind of like pretty, like very Christmassy, kind of etched instead of like the color paint. And I still to this day, like I've eBayed it and I can't find it. And I kind of kick myself in the butt every single year. I think about, I should have just gotten those. That is my favorite Christmas movie. It's just seeing Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf just brought me so much joy, because it was so unexpected for me. I was like, wait, Saturday Night Live's Will Ferrell is in this as an elf. You know he's tall. Elves are typically, but he's not. Okay. And I loved it. Beginning to end.
Now, I'm not a really big Will
Cotton-headed Ninny Muggins.
Ninny Muggin. That's what it was.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Adam.
I'm not a really big Will Ferrell fan, but I have to admit, Elf was one of those movies that I'm kind of like, okay, I can see the appeal.
Son of a nutcracker.
And I'm dying to be able to sit down and watch the holiday movies that made us, to see them.
We'll do that today.
Talk about Elf. And we saw the trailer of it, and what is it? They're going, why would you want Will Ferrell to be the lead in any movie?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? That's the actual question. That's the question. Yeah, so those are our top 5 holiday films for at least 2020. Who knows, it'll change next year.
Yeah.
Though I don't think Elf would change for me unless another movie comes along that really tops it, but I don't think so. Noah here is chiming in on his favorites for the holiday: Home Alone 2, Home Alone, Mickey's Once Upon a Time, Once Upon a Christmas, Twice Upon a Christmas, and the 2018 Grinch movie. That's one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
I swallowed something that's just like tickling my throat.
It's not the worst. Well, you guys, at the end we were gonna do a little AMA, and I realized that we've already hit our 1 hour, so we are actually gonna have to save that for not Saturday's live stream, but Sunday's
Yes.
live stream. We unfortunately, our schedule doesn't allow us to live stream this Saturday coming up, but we will be live streaming on Sunday at 4 p.m. PT. So I know that's a little late for a couple of our international viewers. So sorry about that, but you're of course more than welcome to watch once it posts on YouTube. And in the meantime, we had such a great time chatting with all of you guys to talk about holiday movies, talk about what's going on with Minari, what video games, especially Sony video games, we would like to see made into a TV show or a movie. So if you're here, if you're not watching live, if you're watching afterwards, feel free to comment all of your thoughts on all of the topics in the comment section below. And of course, thumbs up this video if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and of course the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos coming your way, which coming up soon will be Coming to America and movie reviews for Tenet, Wonder Woman 1984, Minari, Promising Young Woman. That's all I can think of for now.
I'm sure there's more.
Other stuff that I haven't filmed yet, haven't thought to film yet. So
and yeah, we will on Sunday. It's 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. No, you can't say Eastern. We're Pacific.
We're Pacific. Don't listen to me, Wendy. Why don't you tell them all the important information?
It'll be 1 p.m. our time if it's 4 p.m. ET. So yeah, 4 p.m. PT, and yeah, there's a couple more vlogs coming. We won't be able to vlog tomorrow for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day because we're with family. And they're not really like, I don't really want to shove a camera in their face at all. I don't want to do that.
Happy holiday, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, it's not natural for most people, to have a camera around them 24/7 or just talk to a camera for like 5 minutes. Like that's just these two weirdos here. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. And yes, Sunday we will see you guys at 4 p.m. PT / 7 p.m. ET. We hope you guys all have a really awesome holiday. Be super safe. I hope you guys have the best time ever. All my viewers in New York, you guys stay safe because I think there was like a whole winter storm going on there. I saw the warning for it.
Oh yeah.
Don't know how it is. I think Debbie, there was a couple of pictures that I saw on her social media of like just a lot of snows. But I hope you guys are okay. I'm gonna actually stay on for like a few seconds because I want to make sure. I know Debbie's here, so she's okay. But how,
make sure all of
how
our,
snowed in
our
is
East
everybody
Coast,
else. Yeah.
All of our East Coast friends are doing.
Yes.
And it's so weird too because here in California we don't get weather like that. We don't get snowed in.
Yes. We range typically normally between what, like 70s to 80s, very mild, 85.
It's either super hot or what probably most people in the United States would consider a shorts weather.
Ironically, on the first day of winter, which was 2 or 3 days ago, it was like 85 degrees here, 82 degrees or something like that, and it was just like t-shirt weather. I'm like, sure, winter's here. Hi guys. That's how it is. That's how it's always been for me. Like growing up and celebrating Christmas in Taiwan, hot tropical island, celebrating Christmas in Florida, hot tropical, not island, but hot and tropical for sure. Marvin says climate change Christmas.
I saw that. And I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Climate change Christmas. Here we go.
Winter storm in Canada as well. Well, you guys stay safe. Stay safe. Eat well, stay warm, and we will see you guys on our next live stream on Sunday. We'll see you then. Bye.